WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something from Benriach, single malt Scotch whisky, quarter casks, yay, non-peated. There's a peated version, and this is the non-peated version, travel retail. All right, so if I go to the website here of Benriach, I get to see that there's actually the core range, and I get to see that there's a travel retail. This is the first one, the quarter cask, then there's a peated quarter cask, and there's a 10-year-old triple distilled. I need to try those other two there. All right, so this is Whiskybase number 99793. My bottle is from the year 2018. And it's 46%, and I must commend Brown-Forman here. Non-chilled, filtered, natural color. Yay! Very good, guys and girls. So I have to say guys and girls because Rachel Berry is the person responsible for that. She's the master blender here by Benriach, Glen Glasgow, and Glendronach. Used belonged to Billy Walker. He sold it to Brown-Forman, and now they get to play in the single malt industry. Now, over here in Germany, I can pay anywhere between 39 and 49 euros for this. So let's say it's 45 euros. And what I don't understand is this word, quarter cask. Now, I have lived in Germany for 30-some years. Germans are very exact. We have something, for example, we have the Department for Weights and Measurements, which means every single scale that is used at a store to sell vegetables or anything, or truck scales or these scales or any other scales, every year or two, the guy from that agency comes and checks to make sure these scales are still within the tolerance of 0.1% or whatever. We have exact definitions for what a liter is, what a kilo is, what is everything. And then we have this word quarter casks. So if I look up the word quarter cask, I get 3 definitions. I first saw a quarter is a quarter of what? Of what type of cask? It can be a quarter of a bourbon cask. A bourbon cask is 200 liters divided by 4. You'd have a 50 liter. Excellent, yay! It could be a quarter of a hogshead. Seen that as well. That'd be 62.5. And then, of course, there's a quarter of a butt of a sherry butt, which is 500 liters, which means a quarter cask could be 125 liters. Huh? Which one is it now? No one would tell me. All right, so if you have more information, if you know more, please tell me what type of quarter casks were used here. Yeah, that's a little disappointing, but that's the way things are sometimes in the whiskey world. Now, I can totally understand that. For example, I've worked with a lot of American standard barrels, 53, 52, 51, 50 gallons. Also they vary a lot. And also the things that come over here to Europe that come as first fill bourbon casks. I've seen them down to 180, and I've seen them all the way up to 230 liters. And so depends on where the barrels were made, how long the staves were, and the curves of the staves, and all these different things. All right. So there's no standardization that is exact, but the difference between 50 liters and 125 liters is slightly more than I would like. Okay, so what we have here is a whiskey from Benriach that was first matured in ex-bourbon barrels and then received a finish in a quarter cask, whatever size. How long was the finish? No one knows. At least I don't. No one told me. So I thought about the question about which one could I use instead as a comparison whiskey. I came upon the Oban Little Bay. It says here, distilled in small batches. Wow. So then we have the nice little word here, small cask. Both of these have no definition whatsoever legally. And slowly matured in our smallest casks for distinctively deep smoothness and fruity richness or flavor. Of flavor, I'm sorry. All right, so over here in Germany, we're also around 42, 45 euros for this bottle. Now, the color is irrelevant because it says mit Farbstoff, so it does have artificial coloring added to it. It is 43%, so we would guess that it is chill filtered. It is a Diageo product, so I wouldn't expect anything less from them, unfortunately. and this price range. So we have non-chilled filtered, we have 46%, we have a no age statement, almost an integrity malt. Here we have no age statement, we have color, and we also have no chill filter. We have chill filtration. Yay. So which one's going to win? Let's take a look here on the nose. Now, this is, I sometimes like to think about the volume. 10 is the highest it should be, and then we have 1 is like, I don't smell anything. This is like a 4. This is a soft whiskey. Now, we do have a lot more than I actually expected of the wood notes. I have a fruitiness, I have apple, I have pear, I have candied apple, I have candy peared. And I have a sweetness with some malted malted sugar. No, that's not what I want to say. Some malt sugars. Or some malt sweetness in here. Not bad, not bad. Over here, the Oban Little Bay. It's darker. There's more flavor. It has a tiny, tiny little bit of a like roasted nuts included in here. Very nice. I like this better. Yeah, I must admit, Kleinlich and Oban are two of my favorite products here from Diageo. I like both of them, and both of these are not going to be in my top 50 list of best whiskeys you have to try before you die. These are whiskeys that I would probably not buy again. I don't think the value for money actually encourages me to do so. But if a friend has these, if they're in the shelf and so on, if there's nothing else, hey, they are okay drams to drink. Nothing to pour out, nothing to throw away, nothing to snuff your nose out and go, oh, I'm too good for this. No, not at all. But for 40 euros, I'm going to go buy something else. All right. If they are around the lines of about 30 euros, I could consider it. But still, even at that price range, there are other products out there that I might recommend instead. All right, good. Going back here. Let's try the BenRiach. Mm-hmm. Mm. Now, there is a general sweetness at the beginning. There's that barley sweetness, there's the apple sweetness, there's the pear sweetness, but then it really oaks out. It freaks out, it oaks out. It's too much oak at the end. I get a tart oak sensation. I'm chewing on the popsicle stick a little bit too long. I was looking forward to say maybe like a vanilla sweetness here. Instead, I got a woody sweetness. I'm not sure if these quarter casks are virgin quarter casks or if they've been actually reduced down from a standard barrel size. I don't know. No one tells me anything. I know Lefroy has its quarter casks. Now BenRiach have their quarter casks. Other people use quarter casks and so on. But this is actually going, and I was like, oh, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, detour, not my thing. This is a C to C minus for me. Value for money is more of a C minus to a D plus. As I said, 45 euros for this flavor profile for this experience is really, really not doing it for me. All right, so that's just my personal opinion. I do like the color here. I think it's almost overdone here on the tin, but that's just me. What does it say here? Candied peel and caramelized green pears with a distinct hint of eucalyptus. Don't get the eucalyptus, so sorry. Black vanilla pods and fresh white pepper. Do you get the pepper? Add a warm contrast to the rich oak nose. All right. And on the taste, crisp lemon zest and sweet oak spice with a dusting of icing sugar. I'm not sure about that. Ripe pear and honeyed apricots combined with freshly stewed barley. All right. Have you ever had freshly stewed barley? It's not something I like. Um, adding fantastic depth to the long palate. Now, I don't really think that it has a long palate. This has a long palate, all right? So I'm going to take a sip of the Little Bay. More of a caramel sweetness, more of the malt that comes through, and there's more of a fruitiness there. And actually, the entire aftertaste, that echo of flavor which happens after you swallow, is intenser and longer here. Now, I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. We have here almost the integrity malt. No flavor, no coloring added, non-chilled, filtered. Almost, the date's not there. But we have a whiskey which is much, much better on paper. Over here, we have everything wrong. We have coloring added, we have chill filtration, we have 43 instead of 46%. And I must admit, I like this so much better. Now, I know with Roy and with Ralphie and all the rest, we're actually helping the industry to figure out what integrity means, what we, the consumer, wants. But we also want flavor. And so I must admit, I like the Little Bay better. I like the Oban 14 much better. I like the Kleinlich 14 much better. And so I'm going to vote this my winner by far. This is like a C plus type of product, value for money, also a C. If you're at the airport, travel retail, you don't know which one to buy, go for this one every day of the week, please. My personal opinion here. So, WhiskyJason, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. My question is, what would you buy? Now, would you look at the facts and the figures, the spec sheet, and say, hey, wham, this is the thing I have to buy because it's integrity malt? Or would you go, oh, look at this. This is actually something I would prefer because of the taste profile. Conundrum. All right, very, very good. So I'm driven by flavor. I'm not driven by specs. That's me here. WhiskyJason, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting often rare and exotic whiskeys. Today, not so rare, not so exotic. It is the unpeated version here, the BenRiach, and I was a little bit disappointed. Thank you very much. Please write down your opinions to this and to my question of the conundrum. Which one do we buy? The better taste or the better presentation and the better facts, the better transparency? All the best. See you soon. WhiskyJason. Bye-bye.